will be making one of my favorite breeds, which is a normal banana loaf. Obviously I'll be using basic ingredients, so it'll be easy, and you probably have all these ingredients in your kitchen already. Alright, so in here we've got our melted butter. It is just a cup, and to that cup I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. Well, obviously this also depends on your tooth. Some people have sweet tooth, some people don't. Well, I'm average, so I'm just going to add like 2 cups. Yes, so it's 1 and 2. Actually that looks more like 1.5, which is also okay. Please do excuse me, I'm used to baking this loaf without using any measurements, so I'm just trying, you know, to give you some perspective, so that if you're actually gonna prepare this, you know, plus minus how to mix your ingredients. So here I've got my butter and my sugar mixture. Make sure that you mix that properly. Then now to the star of the show, we're going to add our bananas. Make sure that you've got very ripe bananas. As you can see, mine are like brown, you know. These are like very ripe bananas, which is what I'll be using. I'm putting 3 of them. Well, you have no limit actually. Actually do, but let me say 3, between 3 and 5 is the right amount, depending on how much you love bananas. But do remember, the riper your banana, the more ripe your banana is, the more sweet it'll be. So make sure that if you have extremely ripe bananas or very ripe bananas like I have right now, you do decrease the amount of sugar that you add. So that's my banana that just went in. I'm going to mix that properly into my sugar and butter mixture. Since well, I'm not going to be using any equipment, I just decided to use a masher just to make sure I get my bananas nicely mashed into the mixture. I will mash the bananas, yeah, to get them as soft as possible, because you do not want lumps. But that also depends on your preference. If you really like to have some texture, or to have some bananas in your bread that are a bit chunky, you can just mash them a little less, but I'm gonna mash it quite finely to make sure that, yeah, I get everything mixed up properly. So that is what I'm doing. I really love banana bread. I was craving it yesterday at work, and I was like, you know what, let me just make myself, you know, because one thing about me, honey, I will feed my cravings. So yeah, I did mention that you probably have all the ingredients in your pantry, and do tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is a very basic recipe. I might be sharing with you guys something that is a bit more intense, not really intense, but that has more ingredients to it. So I'll just go back in with my mixer to make sure that everything is properly incorporated. Alright, oh, it already smells like bananas in here. I love it. I love it. Now we add our eggs. So I'm going to go with 2 eggs. Please do be careful when you open your eggs, because, well, I don't know how you open yours, but make sure that you try to open them in a way that you can actually see the egg before it actually gets into your mixer, so that if it is rotten, you can put it aside. But yeah, I do advise you to actually crack your eggs on the side open to make sure that it is not rotten. Okay, but I've just realized my eggs are a bit small, so these are medium eggs, these are not large eggs, so I'm going to put in let me say 4. I'm putting it 4 eggs just for the sake, or because I actually bought medium eggs this time. What a mistake, but anyway, it is what it is. So let's get our eggs mixed into the mixture. Oh guys, kunuka gamo nandi kule quiche. I'm not lying. Mara now yes, if you like bananas, you will know the smell of bananas is actually quite strong. So now we're going to go in with our vanilla essence. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon, okay, 1.5 tablespoons, because you know that if you add too much essence, it ends up being a bit acidic. Not acidic, if I need baking powder, you shouldn't be adding too much. So I've added my vanilla essence and I'm going to mix that in. Let's mix that in. Oh, I forgot to mention, while you're preparing your batter, your mixture, the banana loaf, make sure that your stove is on, just to preheat it. Well, I don't have specific temperature, guys. Honestly, I'm not a fussy, I'm not a chef. I am a self-taught chef, if I could say that, if such exists. But yeah, I'm self-taught. I'm teaching myself how to cook certain things. So I just put it on grill in the maximum temperature for for as long as I prepare this, because this is actually quick. You prepare this in 15 minutes maximum. I'm just taking long because I'm explaining each and every step to you. But if it wasn't for that, I would be done right now. So yeah, we've got our vanilla, and now time for the flour. Well, I'm one person who loves to sift the flour, just to avoid those strands and any thick chunks that are in the flour. I'm using Skhosana. Well, you can use any brand. Honestly, I just bought this because probably it wasn't special or something, I don't know. But yeah, let's get our flour in. Oh yeah, and let me just mention the measurements as well. It's 2 cups of flour. Flour, 1 cup in. And what I do, okay, I'm gonna prevent over handling it. If you've seen my mother pudding recipe, you'll see that I mix my flour in intervals to make sure that everything is mixed. But because now this is something different, I'm just gonna add all the flour that is needed at once. It's just 2 cups. Come on, really? 2 cups of flour. We've got our flour in. Alright, and then we mix that. I sift that into my mixture. Oh gosh, this is such a messy process, my goodness. But anyway, this is all clean mustard. Okay, our flour is in. Before we mix the flour, we just add all the dry ingredients as well, because it's not a lot. So we're gonna take a tablespoon. Where's my tablespoon? Teaspoon. This is a tablespoon. Yeah, we're gonna take a teaspoon. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. Yeah, even baking powder, guys, never add too much baking powder to your bakes, because honey, you're gonna regret it and it's gonna be better. That's one thing I can tell you. Now for the bicarbonate of soda, I would say let's add 2 teaspoons as well. 2 teaspoons. So to make things easy for you, I would say when you bake, it is ideal. Okay, well guys, disclaimer, I am not a chef. I'm self-taught. So this is just based on experience. For each cup of flour that you're gonna bake, make sure you equate it to be equal to the teaspoons of baking powder. I don't know if it makes sense, but what I mean is that if maybe you have 3 cups of flour, then it means you add 3 cups of baking powder, and as well as bicarbonate of soda. I feel like that works for me, that ratio works for me, and I've never had any weird flavors in my food, so yeah, that's just a tip I want to share. And now we mix our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. All right, no equipment, please, emphasis on that. no equipment. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention what type of butter I used. I used a ramen, the normal red rama, the original rama. It is a salted but margarine butter, yeah. So I use that. But if you're going to use an unsalted butter, make sure that you add a tablespoon, or no, tablespoon is too much, a teaspoon of salt, you know, for the balance. But since while my butter is already salted, there is absolutely no need for me to add that to my mixture. Angifuni ukumosha nto, guys. Ama influencers ayazifaka kumalimi. I mean, look at me, listen to me now. Adding some Xhosa, ending as. But anyway, we're learning, we're Rainbow Nation, so it's better to be multilingual. So yeah, the butter smells amaze balls. It smells amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm going to feed my colleagues. Yeah, I cook in chunks. I stay alone, so I never have someone to share all this food with. But luckily, my colleagues are foodies, so whenever they see me post food, they know it's going down. It's going down during lunch. So this is all beautiful. This is the consistency that we're looking for, right? This is the consistency. This is how it should be. Okay. You can always taste. Yo, yeah. You can already tell how good your loaf is going to be. Butter, ingaphekwa, ingavutwang, ingabhakwang. Yeah. Niyanyuzwa nje my jargon, not chef jargon. Okay, so now I'm going to butter my pan. Whichever method you use, it is fine. Whatever you use, whether you use the spray, whether you use butter like me, whether you use what else do people use? Whether you use I don't know, whatever you use, man. I know people have different ways of buttering their trays. But I use irama. You know, I grew up C7 so it works for me. It is working for me, and I don't think I will stop. Why fix anything that is not broken? But I am always open for suggestions. If there's any other quicker or maybe better way apart from the spray. Now I don't have the spray right now, but yeah, apart from using the baking tray spray, do advise. I am open for your suggestions. Now my pan is well buttered, as you can see. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm not good at filming, but I will learn for the sake of my videos, to make sure that you guys won't get bored or I confuse you or I'm all over the place. I will definitely learn I'll improve, you know, continuous improvement. I'll improve on how I present my videos, you know. Do maybe some research on how to create a proper video. Anyway, I'm rambling. So now we're gonna pour our mixture into our tray. The oven is hot, ready for the bread, ready to receive the bread. I see the raindrops in you when I think of you. Hey. Nazoge. Ooh. Guys. Okay. What I can say is that this mixture prepares 2 loaves. But because I only have 1 baking tray, I'm only gonna use 1, and it is going to go into the oven twice. I do this in case there are any lumps, which I doubt there are any. But yeah, let me add a bit more. I feel like I've left too much for next round. Okay. There we go. Alright guys, one day I will have money to get myself a nice stove. I'm using the traditional wood stove. So yeah, putting my loaf in the oven. Alright, so now my banana loaves are out of the oven. Just gonna remove it. Look how beautiful it looks. Oh my goodness, I just love this. So there they are. My beautiful banana loaves already. So what I'm going to do now is to just slice it up. And we are done with the recipe. Time to see the magic. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see the raindrops. Oopsie. Okay. I see the raindrops. Yeah, that's the sound that's been on my mind lately. Oh, these are thick slices, huh? Rather thick slices. Oh my word!